I'm here with Chris from the Lightning Car Company. Very exciting times. It's going to be unveiled today. This is a mighty beast. I've been excited about it for a long time, and I'm sure a lot of other people have too. Chris, give me some spec on the car. Tell me a bit about it.
We've got 4 in-wheel motors, about 120 kilowatt motors. We've got a 36 kilowatt battery pack, which should give us, we hope, somewhere in the region of 150 to 180 mile range. We've obviously got the opportunity to increase the size of the battery pack itself. 0 to 60 time, we're hoping for around certainly under 4 seconds. Top speed we're going to limit to around 130 miles an hour. As I say, range is important to us, certainly over a top speed.
Why did you go electric?
That's fairly obvious, I would have thought today. Even the petrol price is shooting up there now. We think the automotive market is changing. We see electricity as being certainly the front runner in terms of alternative powered vehicles. We talk about an infrastructure. We have an electric infrastructure already. People use electricity every day of their lives. People don't use some of the alternative fuels in the same way that they use that. So we think getting ahead, a bit of a crystal ball, I think, in terms of where the guys were in terms of building that. And 18 months later, this is what you see.
Very exciting times. I wish you the best of luck, Chris.
Thank
Really
you
excited to see it here.
Cheers.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and a very, very warm welcome to you all from Lightning Car Company. We're absolutely delighted that you could join us. Those of you who've been doing the press tour all morning, then with those tired legs and probably rumbling tummies by now, we believe we've got the perfect antidote for that for you, with an absolutely remarkable car to show you. This car is full of inspiration. It's just the very, very latest that you can hope to see for in design and in terms of technical inspiration, with both the batteries that drive the electric motors and the fact that it's got 4 electric motors in each wheel. My name is Peter Ward, and for those of you that may have very long memories, in the 80s and the 90s I ran Rolls-Royce and Bentley motor cars. So I was responsible for those 10 years for some of the largest and probably the most expensive gas guzzlers on the planet. So having been at that end of the market, I'm delighted to be associated with Lightning Cars and be able to present to you a very, very different motor car. A car that's purely electric, not hybrid, and a car that's driven in a totally different way. Now you could perhaps say that I'm converted and I've got the commitment of the converted, but not nonetheless. This car is a car that really and very truly can make a difference to motoring. And I'll talk about that a little more in a moment or two. But Lightning Cars was started in 2006. And so if you just think back in 2 short years, the team that was led by the inspiration of Ian Sanderson and the sheer hard work of Chris and Arthur and the team, then they have moved mountains and probably got very little sleep over those 2 years to get this car to you today, to present to you a true and a working car. It really does work, and we'll talk about that in a minute. So they have moved a long way to get to this point. But it is a car that is a genuine and a true performance car. It's a true GT, as you will see, and it has all the characteristics that one would expect of a GT. When you actually see the car, then please remember one thing. It is the car that you also see on these plasma screens. So it's a driving car. It is capable of doing what is claimed for it. And the claims are quite high. It only takes 30 batteries. It's not one of these that's got thousands and thousands of laptop batteries. It takes 30 batteries. Those batteries can be charged in 10 minutes. So by the time you've had a cup of coffee on the motorway, you can recharge this car. That's just a 10-minute charge time on the right connections. It has a motor in each wheel. So those of you that are technically bent, the chassis dynamics and the opportunity of chassis dynamics on this car are phenomenal. Because it means, depending on your turning angle into a bend and the speed that you are approaching it, you can get the wheels turning at different speeds. So the expression of on rails is almost true of this car. It is quite amazing. You can also put the sound on it, which means you can have it purring nicely away like a beautiful, smooth, straight 6, or as raucous as a V12. You can do whichever you want, so you can have some fun with that. So I know that Chris and the guys are desperate to get these covers off and get me out of the way. Oops, I'm going to slip down there. So this really is the moment that they've all worked very, very hard for. As I said earlier, when you look at the plasma screens, this car is a running car. This is the car that was at Oakenfield Airfield doing the road test. It's on its way. It is going to be quite a life-changing car. It's going to meet a lot of things that come forward. The other thing is that if you talk to any CEO of any vehicle manufacturer today, they're talking electric cars. And in fact, even Gordon Brown 2 weeks ago was saying that his vision for 2020 is that hybrid cars and electric cars are at the forefront of all our motoring needs. Well, that doesn't have to be an odd-looking or an unusual-looking style. It can be a performance car, as this will prove to you. So we're very excited that this is the dynamic car, the car that does all the performance characteristics. It will do 0 to 60 in less than 4 seconds when it's fully developed. That's because the electric motors have such fantastic torque. So it really can do an awful lot. And the guys have worked extremely hard to get it to this point. It is an amazing car. The dynamism of the style and the technology that's in it really will amaze you. So I'm going to ask the guys if they'll come forward to take the covers off it. But as they do that, I would like you, and all of you if you would, to take absolute pride in what I know is the very finest in British engineering and British design. Ladies and gentlemen, the Lightning electric car. There you go.